Mr. Dudley, what time did you think you were supposed to be in court today?
Like 9, maybe. I didn't have a time.
Wow. So when you got arraigned by the magistrate, it is your position that the magistrate did not tell you what time to come to court.
Yeah, I just got my paperwork when I left, and
No, listen to my question. When you were arraigned by the magistrate, it's your position that the magistrate didn't tell you what time to come to court.
I guess I didn't have a time.
No, they did. They did tell you. They did tell you. And then your paperwork that you say you got that didn't have a time on it,
right,
it absolutely has a time on it. So you probably could go back and look at that time, but here's the situation, Mr. Dudley. Court has a full docket today. You were scheduled at 8:30. You've decided to come at 10 something. So we may or may not get with you. We may or may not get to you today.
okay.
And in the future, it's your responsibility to make sure that you know where you're supposed to be and what time you're supposed to be there. So I'm going to send you to a breakout room. The lawyers are going to come in to speak with you. However, Mr. Dudley, please understand that I may or may not get to you today. Okay?
Understandable.
All right. Please accept to join breakout room number 6, and the lawyers will be in to speak with you. Do not leave the breakout room until the lawyers have come in to speak with you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Ma'am, can you remove the scarf from your hair? Can you remove your scarf? And then I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Please accept to join the breakout room and wait for the lawyers to come in to speak with you. Do not leave the breakout room until you have spoken with the lawyers. Do not leave the breakout room until you have spoken with the lawyers. Please accept to join breakout room number 10. Can the person on the iPhone that I just let into the courtroom please unmute and state your name for the court?
Yes, good morning. My name is Nikisha Smith.
Miss Smith, what time did you? Oh, you just 17 minutes late. You are late. I thought you were up earlier. Okay,
No,
Miss.
I've been on here.
No. Okay. Miss Smith, I'm going to send you to a breakout room. Please accept to join the breakout room and wait for the lawyers to come in to speak with you. 0102. The People versus Joseph Barry Germain. Defendant is charged with 1 count of operating while intoxicated. Today is the date set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. Appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Christina Widow.
Janice Stevenson, on behalf of Mr. Joseph Germain. Mr. Germain, sir, please unmute and say your full name.
Please unmute and state your full name. I just literally don't know why you need assistance. I mean, I literally don't know why you need assistance. Unmute and state your name.
Joseph Barry Germain.
Today is the date set for an arraignment on a bench warrant. Let's see. Mr. Germain capious several times. Several times. The last capious was at a pretrial conference. Ms. Stevenson, how are we proceeding?
With regard to the arraignment, Your Honor, Mr. Germain will stand mute. He waives the reading of the information. Asked that a plea of not guilty be entered on his behalf, and we would ask that pretrial conference be rescheduled, Your Honor.
For which, how many times? How many times?
I think this would be the last time we're going to need a pretrial, Your Honor.
Is it going to be? Okay. I hope so. But I can tell you this, if it's not, it's going to be the last one that he has outside in the free world.
Understood, Your Honor.
Court is going to enter a not guilty plea as to the arraignment on the bench warrant, set the matter for pretrial conference. Court will set a pretrial conference for Monday, March 4th at 8:34. Failure to appear will result in bond being revoked and bond being set in the amount of $5,000 cash surety, plus a GPS and alcohol tether. If discovery hasn't already previously been submitted, if Ms. Ritter, if you can submit it by that date, that would be fine. If not, then we'll handle it at that time.
Understood, Judge. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything further?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing on behalf of Mr. Germain. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, then we're all set. Sir, have a great day and stay safe.
You too, ma'am.
Thank you. Ms. Stevenson, I'm sure that you all have Ms. Porter's phone number because this is a final pretrial conference. She clearly is somewhere that she is going. She's on the bus. She's in a thing. I'm not.
She doesn't have a working phone, Judge.
Okay, well then I don't know what to tell you because I'm not. Okay, I'm ready on McCutcheon. This is case number 234476101, the People versus Bianca. The middle name may be cut off, but it says Sherry. McCutcheon, the defendant is charged with one count of assault or assault and battery. Today is the date set for final pretrial conference. Appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Christina Ritter on behalf of the people.
Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of Ms. Bianca McCutcheon. Ms. McCutcheon, ma'am, please say your full name.
Bianca McCutcheon.
Today is the day. What's your middle name, please? I'm sorry.
Bianca Cherie McCutcheon.
Thank you. Today is the day set for final pretrial conference. How are we proceeding?
On behalf.
Oh, please, Ms. McCutcheon. Certainly, I'm talking to the lawyer. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Your Honor. On behalf of Ms. McCutcheon, the matter is scheduled for jury trial March 19th. Ms. McCutcheon continues her plea of not guilty and asks that this matter be heard by this court at waiver trial.
I don't mind doing the waivers, but in a minute, I'm going to start declining to entertain the waiver. Because you all are clogging up my jury trial dates, and then we get close to the jury trial, and then we switch over to the waiver. And then there are people who are waiting on their jury trials, and the jury trials are scheduled so far out because these cases have been on the docket. So at that final pretrial conference, it's probably a better place to decide if we want a waiver trial before I set it for a jury trial. Because in a minute, I'm probably going to stop accepting the waivers. I don't even know if I can do that, but I think I can, and I feel like I can. The other thing is, whoever talked to Ms. McCutcheon in the breakout room, y'all felt like y'all could see Ms. McCutcheon? Because I can't. And she's supposed to face the sun so that the sun could hit the thing so we could see her face. So like I really can't make out her face, but I'm going to try. And I am going to go ahead and do this waiver. But I don't want to see my dates with 5 jury trials on them and then 5 jury trials go away and then people are waiting for their jury trial and it's way out there because we thought we had 5 jury trials. So I want us to try to do this part right here more at the final pretrial conference. I would rather that my bench trials be, more than the jury trials. Okay. So with respect to the trial, the court continues a not guilty plea on behalf of Ms. McCutcheon, and then Ms. McCutcheon, your lawyer has now indicated that you want to give up your right to a jury trial and have the case heard by me. Is that what you want to do?
I think I'd rather have a jury instead. So.
All right, so the court is going to continue the not guilty plea. I'm going to continue the matter to the jury trial that is currently scheduled for, what day is her jury trial scheduled for?
March 19, Your Honor.
All right, the court is going to continue the matter to the jury trial scheduled for March the 19th. Let's see if she's the first in priority. Oh, they must be trying to entertain an offer. See, that's why I'm gonna stop doing this. Okay.
He's here on January 16th.
Right. That I don't even know who I just let in the breakout. I mean, in the waiting room that just came out. But that camera angle is horrible. All right. Well, then I'm going to continue. Miss McCutcheon, not guilty. Please continue her to a final pretrial conference March 15th. All right. Then we're all set until March 15th at 9:10. Have a great day and stay safe.
No, Your Honor, not yet.
Your Honor,
I did.
Mr. Murray, go ahead.
No, I'll let the clerk finish. Go ahead.
No, Your Honor, I was just gonna say, I called down to Judge Holmes' courtroom. I didn't get an answer, so I called the specialty court, and they're gonna find out who's on the case, and they're gonna log in.
There's nobody on the case. They have to find out who used to be on the case.
So what I think happened in this matter is Mr. Thomas was never in specialty court. He has violation in this matter, and we have other matters that he had going on in Sterling Heights and Clinton Township. We had a discussion previously that if he was admitted into 36 districts sobriety court, that we could work out possibly avoiding jail time for his violation in this matter. He was placed on probation in 2021, I believe, scheduled for discharge in 2022, and then that's where the problems began. So for the last 2 years now, Mr. Thomas has experienced difficulties successfully completing his probation. So I had fruitful discussions with probation officer Brian Griffin. Mr. Thomas is eligible for sobriety court, but because we're a post-sentencing court, he wanted Mr. Thomas to first get sentenced in his Sterling Heights matter, which is he has a PSI evaluation date for the 26th of January. Once he's sentenced, then 36th District was going to take over supervision for that matter. And then we were going
to be sentenced to sobriety court. You know that for sure, or you don't?
No, correct. I had a conversation with the prosecutor and the judge before at his plea date, and they were fine with him being supervised by 36th District. We just had to get him sentenced first.
Okay. When is his sentencing date?
That I had to adjourn it because we had some issues with his interview. So my guess would be the first or second week of February. And when I checked the ROA, they don't have a sentencing date yet. They just had his PSI date for January 26th.
So with me, counsel, did he KPS after? So he was supposed to be discharged in 2021, was it?
22, February 24th.
Wait, so he was sentenced in, wait a minute. He was sentenced in, oh yeah, February, okay. He was sentenced in February the 21. He was sentenced in 21, okay. And so February 22, that would have been a year, but he looked like he KPS'd or something. I would have said review, so he never. Okay, so it seems like we do have time. All right. Okay, so this is case number 205547301, the People versus Alonzo William Thomas. Defendant is charged with attempted police officer assaulting, resisting, obstructing. Today is the date set for review. Mr. Murray, your appearance, please.
Good morning, Attorney James Murray, PA 5490, appearing on behalf of Mr. Thomas, who's present via Zoom. Please state your name for the record, sir.
Unmute, Mr. Thomas, unmute.
Sorry about that. Alonzo William Thomas.
All right, so we've had a discussion off the record. I'm going to adjourn his review. Adjourned for sentence, so that he can be sentenced in the other matter. And then the only way that he can participate in drug court in this matter, so that we're clear, is if he's sentenced to drug court in the other matters, because he doesn't have 14 months left on this case.
Correct.
Okay, so we'll adjourn for sentencing. And you said Sterling Heights?
Correct. And his sentencing date, Mr. Thomas just informed me, is February 20th. So a day after that will work.
Okay, so then let's see what my schedule is like. And then when he comes to me, we'll see what day Judge Holmes gives him. So then I'll officially send him over there if he's, in drug court on the other cases, okay?
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right, then we're all set.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Have a great day. Stay safe.
Sam, you great day to you. Bye-bye.
All right. People of the state of Michigan versus Nakisha Smith. Defendant is charged with operating while intoxicated and driving while license suspended, revoked, denied. Today is the date set for review, Ms. Stevenson.
Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of Nakisha Smith. Ms. Smith, ma'am, please, good morning. Please tell the judge your full name.
Yes, good morning. My name is Nakisha Smith.
Today is the date set for review. According to probation, Ms. Smith has a balance of $760 and she's completed the other terms and conditions of her probation. She was placed on probation for 18 months, January 9th, 2023. Ms. Stevenson.
And so, Your Honor, we're asking the court to give Ms. Smith an opportunity to make sure that that payment is made.
Okay, okay, well, we'll continue her to the final review.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Flanagan, what date is she on for?
There's not one in the system.
It should be. I sent her to 18 months probation. Well, January the 9th, so she should have been, this is 12 months. Let's put her on for July 2nd.
Okay.
At 1:30. Anything further?
Nothing at this time, Your Honor.
To say,
I'm sorry?
I have something to say.
What could you possibly have to say?
Never mind. Okay.
What could you have to say, ma'am?
Last time you put me on, I'm dropping once a week instead of twice a month. It's kind of costly. Can I go back to twice a month? All my screens are negative.
All right, the court will reduce the testing back down to twice a month.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. All right, you're all set, ma'am.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Flanagan, never mind, let me check first. I'm ready on Miller.
Ready on Miller, Your Honor.
This is case number 214492901, the people versus Anita Miller. Defendant is charged with assault or assault and battery. Today is the date set for sentencing. Appearances, please.
For the record, Your Honor, Christina Ritter on behalf of the people.
Janice Stevenson appearing on behalf of Ms. Anita Miller. Ms. Miller, ma'am, please tell the judge your full name.
Anita Jazine Miller.
Today is the date set for sentencing. Court has had an opportunity to review the pre-sentence report. With respect to the report, are there any additions, deletions, or corrections on behalf of the people?
Your Honor, with respect to the pre-sentence report, I don't see any additions, deletions, or corrections on behalf of the people.
On behalf of the defense.
On behalf of Ms. Miller, Your Honor, we have had the opportunity to review the pre-sentence investigation report. We do have a correction to the address, which I'll provide to Mr. Clerk. They have it incorrect on the face sheet, but they do have it correct in the body of the report, Your Honor, and the current resident section. So I'll update that with Mr. Flanagan. Also, on page 5, Your Honor, in the family history section, where it's indicated that Ms. Miller does have one dependent. She does have a 43-year-old son, but he's not her dependent, Your Honor. One second, Judge. Other than that, Your Honor, I mean, on page 7, that last sentence is she claims maturity, and I think they meant to say maternity. Other than that, we have no additions, deletions, or corrections, and Ms. Miller does stand ready for sentencing.
On behalf of the people.
Judge, with respect to sentencing, there was a plea agreement, and I'm sorry, Judge, I should have made this part of my additions, deletions, or corrections. And Ms. Stevenson, correct me if I'm wrong, but the plea agreement was done in my absence, Your Honor, and it says that there was a $500 mandatory forfeiture of weapon or device. I don't think that would have necessarily applied to this case. I don't even know what that means.
I don't either.
But with respect to the term of probation, Judge, the probation department recommended 15-month probation. I'll leave it in the court's discretion as to the probation, Judge. I think the main concern for the people was the anger management classes, and it looks like it was 15 weeks recommended, and I'm asking the court to adopt the 15 weeks of anger management classes.
All right.
Nothing further for the people, Judge. Thank you.
Anything on behalf of the defense? Oh, Ms. Ritter, I'm sorry. Well, I did have a question for the people with respect to the 771. Was there any objection to it? I don't see it as a part of the plea agreement.
I don't see it as part of the plea agreement either, Your Honor, but looking at the prior criminal history, Judge, I will have no objection. I will leave it in the court's discretion as to delay sentence in this matter.
All right. Ms. Stevenson.
Thank you, Your Honor. I would just say with regard to the so this is a really ridiculous kind of situation, and Ms. Miller is acknowledging that completely.
Completely.
And she knows that better than I do, better than than anybody. That it was just a situation that just got out of hand and should not have. Ms. Miller is an adult. She has some significant life history problems, and this case has cost her so much. I think it actually ended up costing her housing, if I read the report correctly. She's not super healthy at this time, Your Honor. That the cancer diagnosis that's under control at this time, but now she's had something else popped up, and Ms. Miller is pretty much fighting for her life and doesn't have the time or the energy or the interest in fighting the nail tech or anybody else. So I believe that she's gonna lean into what we hope would be a probation. And just wants to put this behind her, Judge. She is very remorseful, embarrassed, and just wants to move it forward. I would ask the court to take into consideration, if the court's going to sentence her to probation, which we hope you will, any costs and fines that would be ordered. Unfortunately, Ms. Miller didn't get to have her case defended by the late great Antonio Tuttles because he passed away, but she paid him and hasn't gotten that money back yet, and she's struggling
You're not
financially
gonna
at
get
this
that
point.
money back.
Right. So I'm asking the court to take
Okay.
that into consideration when it sets the costs and fines. And that's all we have right now, Judge.
All right. Would Ms. Miller like to make a statement on her own behalf?
Yes, ma'am. I just wanted to apologize to the Miss Lisa, who I go by. I was going through a rough time. I had no business putting my hands on her in any type of way. That is not. I've grown so much from those things, and it was just so much going on in my life, and I reacted the wrong way, and I'm solely sorry for that. And I hope that she would accept my apology, and one day that we can be friends again, because we were good friends.
Y'all was good friends before you hit her in the nail salon?
Yes, ma'am. I've been going to her for years. She was over on 7 Mile and Schaefer at another. She had her own place, and I used to go to her like every week. And so
Oh.
she's a very nice person, a very sweet person, and I was just caught up in the moment. And I haven't been able to apologize to her because I'm not able to go there and contact her. But in the future, I would like to regain our friendship, and hopefully she will accept my apology, and we'll remain friends or start over again.
Okay. All right. So the court is ready to impose sentence. I do so in the following manner. I mean, Miss Miller, I don't know what you were going through, and a lot of times when I'm going through stuff, I literally try to stay home. I don't know. That's like some with, sometimes you just have to stay home because you don't know what's gonna happen when you encounter people, and just sometimes it just be a lot. Life is heavy sometimes, and so that's how we have to, and that's why I tell people too. Everybody need to like check in mentally with themselves, with the therapist, with their friends, to see how you're doing, gauge yourself, because this kind of stuff can happen when you going through, you overreact. I was just talking about this yesterday at church, after church, with some ladies, about how you never know what's going to, like kind of how you're going to really react in certain situations. And when life is heavy, and we're going through things, sometimes we just have to stay home and be by ourselves so that we don't encounter people, because on a good day, the people, can try you and test you. And then on your bad day, they definitely can try you and test you. And now you ended up in this type of situation. Not only have you spent money, and Mr. Tuttles would have defended you to the best of his ability, and you might have got a not guilty from him. I don't know. Sometimes jurors do things that we not even, that kind of make us say, but Mr. Tuttles was a great attorney. But his death has, of course, showed us, as all death does, you never know. One day you here, one day you're not. And fighting with your nail tech is not something you want to do in between the days. Now you lost a good nail tech. You've been going to the nail tech.
Yes.
Now you lost a good nail tech. Okay. So anyway, Ms. Miller, I'm going to accept the recommendation for probation, but I am going to reduce it. Probation recommended 15 months, and you do have a small criminal history, but I'm not going to, it's nothing that would cause me to put you on the 15-month, in my opinion. So I'm going to reduce it to 12 months, and then you would have an opportunity for the early discharge at 6 months if you comply with the terms and conditions of probation. So I'm going to give you a final review date. Mr. Flanagan, look up a 12-month date for me. And then I'll give you an interim review date where you will be eligible for discharge. I will sentence you pursuant to MCLA 771.1 with no objection from the people. That's a delayed sentence, meaning that upon completion of the thank you, January 22nd, 2025 is the 12-month date. Upon completion of the probation successfully, the matter will be dismissed. You will be discharged from probation. The conviction will be removed from your record. Mr. Flanagan, give me a 6-month date, I should say. I didn't see any claim for restitution. Ms. Ritter, am I correct?
So Judge, according to probation, they did reach out to the complaining witness and they spoke with someone. I believe the complaining witness doesn't speak English, but they spoke with someone on behalf of the complaining witness. And there was an indication that there were some medical bills, but the medical bills weren't forwarded over to probation. And I don't have any information regarding restitution as to medical claims.
Right now, I'm setting restitution at 0. I am going to reduce the oversight fees for probation also with respect to Ms. Miller based upon 2 things. One, that she did pay counsel to represent her and the counsel subsequently passed. She's not going to get that money back, but I am going to give her some credit towards her. I'll reduce her oversight fees from $35 a month. I'll reduce them down to $20 a month. For the 12 months, that would be $240. If you get discharged at 6 months, that'll only be $120. Going to come back to see me July 22nd at 10 a.m. Is anything further?
No, thank you, Your Honor.
Nothing on behalf of Ms. Miller. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right then, Ms. Miller, you're all set. Have a great day and stay safe.
Thank you.
You're welcome.